All righty, let's get it. And welcome back to the Thunderbird Cup here in Lamont, Illinois. Michigan versus Ohio. U23s is up next. My name is Lance Cavanaugh. I will be delivering play-by-play. Joined in the booth by Angela Smarto. Angela, you gotta love, Smarto, you gotta love the Ohio-Michigan rivalry live coming right to your living room here.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. This could be a stone skipping contest. If you have Michigan and Ohio involved, this is just classic Midwest. I can do it better than you. So I'm excited for this one. Our last game that we just did, congratulations to Minnesota for winning over Wisconsin. But this is going to be a big one. We're going to start up with the mighty Mastodon forward pack, Mayer, McMillian, O'Neill. We got Luke and Perez for our second rows, and some big experience in the back. We've got Anna Ramitsky, who's an All-American out of the University of Michigan at number 7, also with Dowser and Post to round out the forwards. And in the backs, going to be directed by Marin Rivers with the Rogue Rugby Club, out to Riddle Truxell, Myers, Casanavy, Bloomfield, Izzard, and Haynes, bringing it all together. And I'm excited to see these guys play. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of high school experience on both of these teams. Lance, run us through Ohio, see who we have.
My pleasure to run this through Ohio. The Ohio Wesleyan pair of Wolf and Reichman in your props. Bear holding down your hooker spot. Tessis from Kent State and Malner are your locks. Elkhart, Napter, and Benici, will round out your back row. Weber at your scrum half. Muser at your 10. The combination of Laws and Minute at your winger spot. Centers held down by Stratus and Coffer, and fullback Cy Keekley will be taking care of things on the back end. A few Columbus Squirrel Club players, a few Ohio Stadians. Elkhart, the flanker, is a D1AA All-American. So this team is also stacked with players. Ohio, beautiful state, beautiful place, my home state. And I love the fact they're going to go out here and showcase against Michigan. The rivalry is embedded in you from a child. Ohio State, Michigan is a rivalry. Michigan State and Ohio State is a rivalry. I'm born and raised in Toledo, Ohio, which is the home ground battlefield state for Michigan and Ohio. The Toledo War, as most historians might not know about. But that is going to be live in effect here. That. Oh, see, there you go. So most people don't know. But Ohio will be holding on the pink jerseys, and Michigan will have the orange jerseys who you have on your screen. Smarto, you got to be excited for this match.
I am. You really threw me off with this Battle of Toledo thing. Now that's all that I can think about. But we will talk more in depth about that little tidbit of history later. We have two big squads here. We have two young coaches, which we love. So you could see right now, Michigan's on your screen. They're in the orange. That's Danny Harris Kelly. The head coach of Aquinas College is a varsity program out near Davenport. You also have on the other side Izzy Gibbon, who played their high school rugby in Ohio, but played at Penn State, came back to Ohio, and wants to continue these kinds of experiences. What's really funny is, like, normally at this tournament, you have to tell, it's like, well, not every team can be like red, white, and blue. Like, everyone's state colors and mascots. So both of these teams are like, nah, we're going to do something really wild. And now we're going to have orange against pink, which are not the colors you think of when you think of these states. But I think it's going to be really fun. It's going to be physical. Our first game was extremely physical. We got high-quality referees that are mic'd. which we love because that gives us a little insight to what's going on in the game. And I think this is going to be a back and forth match for 80 minutes.
Pink captain ready.
Absolutely. Dan Frankenfeld holding the center referee. Experienced refs, particularly and especially in the Midwest, had some national call-ups recently. He'll be controlling the center matches. We are underway with Michigan in the orange, going from your left to right. Ohio in the pink, from your right to left. And already Michigan is bringing the physicality they've been known for. I wonder how much of the Ohio-Michigan rivalry will play up in this matchup. Battling for home state honors, of course, as now the ball is being played out to the edge. Michigan charging forward. That was Casanave with the offload to the teammate with a crashing run here by Lunch. And again, continuous forward momentum for Michigan earlier in this match. The back flip, able to keep continuity going as Rivers is forced to dig the ball out deep in that scrum. Finds a space next to the ruck and gets lifted on the tackle after gaining about 8 or 9 meters untouched. And again, Michigan pushing forward. Can this Ohio defense cover the space, close the space when necessary, and play with the appropriate pressure? They're bringing a line speed, and they've pushed Michigan back to inside of their own 50. Michigan worked really hard to get the ball up the field, and that space immediately taken away. As again, the pressure from this Ohio defense forced a knock on. And now Ohio with a chance to go, but stopped. No advantage played. And we'll go to our first scrum of the match. And Smarto, the pink defense holding their line and not giving up anything more than necessary, are now on attack here.
Yeah, what a big boom way to start this game. First 90 seconds, nobody's shying away from contact, and we're seeing some pretty good continuity right away, which we've mentioned. These tournaments, it can be difficult. Some of these players probably met yesterday. So being able to immediately connect in these little phases with little offloads is a really great indication of how this game is going to go.
Ball played out the back. Referee say the fine from the outside 9 in the tunnel. Ball played to that edge. They're so close to that touch line. But safe, says the referee. And now again, Ohio bringing the force. High tackle called. We have our first foul play of the game. And Ohio is going to go quick here. That tap pushes forward, able to cut through multiple defenders. And Kylie Shikely going through, almost getting through. And recycled again by this Ohio side. Stratus pushing forward. Ball played out wide by Barr. And what a strong carry by Coffer here, shrugging off multiple defenders. This Michigan defense is holding up to the challenge, though, as Wolf leg drive pushes and grinds forward just about 15 meters out. Ball taking a bit to be recycled by Natorp. And the inside step, able to free themselves from the defense. That offload. And now the ball is creeping slowly but closer. Not releasing, says the referee, and throwing the ball away. And that is a cynical foul. We're looking.
Next time you must set it down. That's a card, okay?
And in the sevens game would have ended up being a card, but at 15 is just a strong warning. And Smarto, you got to love the tempo that they're playing with. Ohio's on the front foot.
Yeah, you can really see the pace being pushed by a lot of these players who play for the Columbus Squirrels. It's a D1 Midwest club, and they're very good, and they're very competitive in the Midwest Senior Division. So having some of their young bucks playing in this division, it's going to put them into some leadership spots, and it's really going to push the pace from some of the younger players out of this, and that's what you're seeing. You saw that at a fullback, Sakali, Madison Coffer from the Columbus Squirrels, who used to play for Ohio Wesleyan, which is in the Columbus area. So right now, this is a really great start to the pace of this game.
The referee blows up that. Says that it's not appropriate spacing. Doing what's necessary to keep the scrum safe. The first imperative of a referee.
Yeah, you want to make sure the first one goes off well. So if you got to reset, just stand up and do it again.
Set. And again, out of the tunnel, so we'll go right back to the referee.
Good job with the space. Props if we get a foot in front, we'll play.
Yeah, that could have been a possible turnover to Ohio if that your tight head. That's
Crouch.
Jamie Reichman from Ohio Wesleyan, able to if you can get your outside foot and you can bop that back to your own team. But that's a quick reaction, so something she can certainly grow into.
Ball played out the back. Backflip by the 8 on that pick. Unable to go to hand. Can they keep it outside the try zone? That looks like they do. As Ohio scrambles to cover the space. Box kick to the right side. There might not be a defense there, and there is. Michigan rally and a swooping tackle. Referee says fine, but holds back.
Dump tackle.
Dump tackle, he says, is now Ohio. Taps and goes quick. That ball didn't go to hand, but able to be gathered around that outside edge. Dragged down and given the offload away. That snap torque so close to the try line. Can they get in? Can Ohio keep possession of the ball? They do. Played out from the edge and the defensive pressure right into the Ohio attack.
Hands orange.
Great tackle by Rivers. The scrum half able to bring Ohio player down. And it looks like she had a shot at the ball. Stolen, no, says the referee. Not rolling away procedurally. Just didn't get out of there, was a Michigan defender. And now Ohio is choosing again to go quick. The mark is called. Tap to come. That tap is made by Madison Crawford. Ball played out to the edge. Layers attack. And that might have gave him the space needed. Ball flipped out the back. But great defense by Izzard. Able to stop multiple Ohio players. Booming tackle by Ritter Truex. And again, the defense from Michigan is pushing Ohio back. Ohio right on the doorstep, but now hovering around the 22. That ball hits the ground. Can they get a hold on it? They cannot.
No
Michigan dives on it, but a chance for the steal. No hand, says the referee, so Michigan will keep possession. Ball played backwards. Now Michigan tries to organize themselves. Looks like they're going for a setup. They're just trying to set themselves up to go down, establish a ruck, establish a base to counter ruck from Ohio, causing a bit of problems, but able to sweep it away cleanly. That ball is kicked, right foot poke, just puts it over the top, and now Ohio back on attack right around the 22-meter line. That offload swinging back to the inside. Wrestling tackle made, bringing the ball carrier to the ground. And this Michigan defense is holding firm, doing so much, able to pick up that errant pass. And the defense from Michigan on the brink of giving up points have again given them back the ball. And now Michigan is on attack with Ohio pushing forward. Ohio looked like they had position to get the steal. The referee said that's fine. Immediately after getting the ball taken away, Ohio find a way to get their hands back on it. And forward we go. Big tackle. Big tackle from Michigan. Looked like she was calling for that to go out, says Post, but unable.
Time is up.
Unable to get possession, and that tackle just a little bit high. Referee is worried about safety here. Let's listen in.
So we move out of your half, but we've had now 3 foul play, and we're starting to get close on the inside the 22. So you got to up the discipline inside your half.
Down lower on the tackles?
Lower on the tackles and more discipline inside the 22.
What's your release? You want us fully?
Yeah, clear up is good. Yep. Show me hands, and then go for the ball through the gate.
And just a little bit of talking about the release on tackles. They want those poachers, but Smarto, back and forth action, but we're still deadlocked at 0-0 here.
Yeah, what a great opening phase play. 6 minutes uninterrupted. For any sort of major restarts, going for that chip and chase, not quite going to get it. So it looks like we're going to set up our first line out, I believe. We're confirming with the assistant referee how that ball got out of bounds. But huge physicality. So you've got the speed coming from Ohio. They're pushing the pace. Defensively, Michigan is coming out gangbusters, but they are getting a little high, and they already got that warning. So they've had 2 high tackles, a dump tackle, and a little bit of a, little chippy here from the number 8, Alyssa Post. So
Crouch.
we want to keep them physical, but they
Fine.
have to be disciplined, or that energy is going to get them out of control and in the bin.
Yeah,
Okay, go back up.
the ball is played in the back of that scrum. Michigan able to play it out, going to that right foot boot, putting it off the park. And now we'll have a line out Ohio's place. But the turn of events, just athletically, the way that Michigan has been able to control the space when they get so close to their own try zone, could be dangerous. But they found a way to keep Ohio out of the try zone here. Ball being played into the line out, up and down. And now with the pump fake, picking and choosing, prodding, trying to figure where to go, but that tackle just a little high again. Looks like we're going to have a card.
High tackle.
And off of the field, Ramatsky having to take a seat. The All-American being the victim of multiple issues for the discipline and the foul play. And that sin bin is going to hurt Michigan here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But we're going for
that
the
kick.
tip.
Oh, it's up. It takes an air and bounce. That could be anyone's ball, but Michigan able to keep possession. And Ohio is choosing to go to the kick when they're this deep in to add a little bit of random to the attack. And it's given Michigan fits, able to corral that one, but that could have been bad. As now it's Michigan's turn to, again, try to get away from where they are. Choosing to go to the force to attack here. They're going to attack back, at least earlier in these phases, to get more space for the kick. As now they have the base for the kick. They choose to go wide again. Cutting pass to the edge. Off of the hand. Referee says play on. No one's stopping it. So we're going forward and booming tackle on the edge. Madison Coffer putting the shoulder in. And that tackle is just a little bit too high. You got to change your body position. As that was Benisi, unable to keep the tackle down. And that penalty gives Michigan a sigh of relief after they have continued to fight and claw away from their own try line here, Mardo.
Yeah, this is really a battle of wills. And I will say we're definitely seeing we're seeing more kicking. And even since the last game, there is more speed, more physicality. This tournament, the Thunderbird Cup, is actually split into two divisions. There's a cup and plate. For the top 4 and bottom 4 teams based on how they did last year. So now we're in the cup. So both of these teams are top 4 teams, and you're seeing the increased speed, skill all the way through. And we may have our first break here.
Around the corner was Elena Lunch, able to get the inside offload away, as now Haynes sets up for Ohio to go back on the attack.
Through the gate. Leave it.
Bloomfield getting so close. Intentional driving, pushing through. The ball is played out of the back of that ruck. And now Ohio has a chance again to attack, creeping so close to the try zone. Double tackle right outside the 5-meter line. Ball bounces, hits the ground. Referee says play on backwards. And now Michigan able to hold yet again. Ohio can't convert these points so close to the try zone as Michigan tries to place it out and thump stop. Big collision and tackle is Madison Coffer again showcasing what she has been known for earlier in this match. First 15 minutes really raising her hand. So she's a player that Ohio State can depend on, or the state of Ohio can depend on, Inside step and completely bouncing off a defender. What a towering run, and that gets Michigan off and running, going forward, but the ball is knocked out in the tackle. Played on the ground, says the referee. And Michigan now with a real chance to get out of their own end. Look at these physicality and look at this collision coming up here, Smarto. Both of these teams are really bringing.
Yeah, everybody is getting in on the action, and you just see putting the forearm straight down, the defender not able to get themselves in a cheek-to-cheek position, as we like to say, but they did bounce back right up, which reduces my anxiety a lot. That was quite a collision. But they're young, and, they still have cartilage in their knees and stuff, so they just bounce right back up. But I mean, we're 15 minutes in, and this is really a war of attrition right now, and they're going to keep trying to break, but you've got great cover tackles. You're having great defensive phases here. This is really fun so far.
All played out the back of that scrum. Michigan finally across the 50-meter line. And just when they looked like they had an opportunity to continue to attack, big tackle by Natorp and able to push the defender out of bounds, giving Ohio another opportunity. As we look here, Smarto, this is closeout defense.
Yeah, I think I like the decision to switch the field. There was a little bit of space there, but you did have to turn up a little bit more, so good recognition. And the way that both of these teams are playing is it's keeping their back three really honest, right? Ohio's chipping over, so they have to keep people back. They just switch sides, so the wings have to stay wide. Like, they want to use the whole field, and that's what's making this pretty fun to watch.
Ball bounced backwards. Referee says play on again. Tackled into touch as Ohio is forcing Michigan off of the field of play and getting the ball back 2 times in a row now. Ohio's able to use defense to get possession of the ball again. Last line out didn't turn out how they wanted. See if they can right their wrongs here. They get another line out opportunity. And over the top, referee says play on, loose ball, and Michigan gets their hands on it. That is Mayer, the prop, able to pick it up and push forward. And again, strong carry by the lock here for Michigan. Continue to press forward, and now Michigan, after penalty and early mistakes, find themselves around the 22-meter line, attacking the hop step from Zion Mayers, able to get away from one defender, but not two, as now Michigan sets up to play the ball back into space. Bloomfield starts the engagement, and now Michigan able to get to the center line of the field. So many options either way. They continue in the direction they're going. McMillan, the hooker, pushes forward into chaos. The ball is now spun open again. And a fin there, a fin here. A chance to go in as Dowser is pulled down so close to the try line. Scrum half choosing to go quick. Rivers could not get all the way through, and a counter ruck gives the ball back to Ohio. Michigan getting close to score, but unable to finish. It's a tale of two sides of the field as both teams are close, but no wins, no points. Ohio getting the ball off the park, and in almost a mirror of what we've seen in the first half of this first half. In the first 15 minutes, Michigan now puts Ohio deep in their own end, forced to play the kicking game. Michigan throwing in for this line out here.
Yeah, great teamwork by Ohio, sticking with those tackles and continuing to filter in. Michigan had some great individual efforts, but with no support in that ruck, turned into the turnover, allowing Ohio to get the ball back and kick out here for this line out, which we're deciding now. Well, I assumed teams who could, when given the choice, if a team picks a line out, I'm always get nervous for that. I'm like, what? The scrum always feels safer. I'm like, y'all wild. If you're choosing a line out, y'all wild.
Safer to get the ball back? Safer to retain possession?
It's much safer to retain the ball, especially,
we're not there yet.
Unless you have, like, an incredibly accurate thrower and you're having a lot of success. This is just a way that probably feels safer, particularly in a situation where you don't have personnel who are really gelled. Like, look, bing, bang, boom, they keep their ball. That's what they want.
Now
we're moving.
Played around the corner. Ohio with a chance to break, offload, swinging around tackles, still able to keep the ball in play. So close to that touchline. Can they keep it possession? Play on, says the referee. One counter ruck, but not two. And Ohio able to use the offloads, presenting in those rucks to keep possession. Advantage called again for another foul play issue. Referee is blowing his whistle so much there may be a bigger issue at hand and more cards to come. They're already down a player here. Let's listen in, Smarto.
I know you're sending the message, but the behavior's not changing. Okay, we got one more chance, and then that's the second or third penalty by number 4 specifically. So you want to give them a heads up too.
And look at that, laying down the understanding. They have their final warning as this tackle flies in on the edge here, just high in body position. No collisions, no head contact, but definitely enough to sound the alarm for a penalty, as now Ohio is back on attack here. Ball played to the edge. The defense choosing a slow press, able to close out at the end, but now the ball is able to move around. Ohio getting the ball to the fullback. Offloads everywhere. The ball is staying active but unable to go to hand. Referee says play on. But the counter ruck from Michigan forces a turnover and back on attack again. That's Perez bouncing a few defenders out of the way. As now Michigan choosing to go back into the chaos, lifted and slammed. And the referee is going to stop play there. That is as close to a dump tackle as I've seen today. Reaching for that yellow card, and the cheese will be handed out.
Yeah, that's...
Let's listen in. Hold on, Sparto. Let's listen in and see what he says.
This is the second penalty by this player. This is a formal warning individually. Next one, they go off. Thank you.
He's wrote down another formal warning, and you don't want to be on the referee's bad graces here, Sparto.
No, this is how you get coal in your stocking for sure. So both teams, they are excited and they have this adrenaline, but they have to maintain safety for themselves and others. That is the primary goal of this, because we want all of these players to play tomorrow. So,
bring them on.
But they've on the Michigan side, they have some size, they have some height, so it's really obvious when you don't bend your knees. Right? So that's how they're getting that. Miscommunication.
Looks like they were going to get their yellow card back.
No?
Yep. Yeah, yellow card is back, but first we'll have a water break. Give us a second. We'll be right back into action. 0-0 Michigan, Ohio here at the Thunderbird Cup.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
It's the laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
What do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard to handle you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Thunderbird Cup here at Chicago Blaze Complex, Lamont, Illinois. Michigan and Ohio are deadlocked. Seems like a tale as old as time as Michigan, Ohio battling to a neutral point here early in this first half as the Michigan Union and the Ohio Area Union continue to fight. I'm Lance Kavanaugh, joined in the booth by Smarto. And Smarto, as we get ready for this scrum to restart game, you got to love the intensity both teams have played with. Yellow card off and back on, but still no points on the board.
I know, like both jerseys on both sides, these teams are coming in hot. They have a lot of physicality. They're playing with violence, and that is good. They need to contain themselves a little bit to make sure their safety is in check, but there's a lot of running at pace, speed, tackles are there, set pieces are, competitive. So that's why it's 0-0 so far.
Yeah, and the competitive and the counter rush can be seen as Ohio able to kick the ball down the field, and that space is going to be maximized. Ball launched down the field. Ohio with an opportunity to pick it up and go on to score. That carry, gather, drop inside of the 5-meter line. The pick up again. Could she go in there right around the goal line? Just short of the try line. I mean, inches. Going to the open side of the field where everyone is and diving in to score. And Nat Torp, who's been all over your screens in this match, getting turnovers, forcing decisions, and now getting 5 points as the Princeton collegiate player scores early in this match. First points of the game. You got to love the way Ohio has just responded, using the kick, which they've been going to all throughout this match here, Smarto.
Absolutely. The big boot and getting a great roll. So much work here. Look at this. You're seeing this experience, getting up and fighting for that ball. That is such a huge, huge moment for this Ohio team. Otherwise, that ball is lost. But the continued support after Sauckley's individual effort makes a nice gap for Maya Natorp, the Princeton Tiger, to dot down this first 5 and finally break this one open. But right now, they're looking pretty in pink as we're setting up for our first conversion attempt.
It's up, and it is good. 7-0. Ohio holding a 1-try lead over Michigan. This U23 competition is heating up. All it took was a water break, and immediately Ohio finds a space behind this Michigan back three, able to regather, able to resource the ball. And getting these points is so important for Ohio, who spent so much time early in this first half knocking on the door of Michigan, but just couldn't get points, Smarto. But now, through one kick, a little bit of build-up play, they get the first try of the game.
Yeah, that is a well-earned 7 points. There's been a lot of back and forth, and the referee is doing a great job controlling this game, setting their standards early and allowing them to play the way that both teams want to. And do not be surprised to see Michigan going after this ball quickly and immediately, trying to keep this score just a one-score game. Go! And here we go.
Michigan using force on the counter run to get the ball back. One left foot step. And going in the score is Bloomfield, the Aquinas College player, going in after an amazing counter ruck. She saw the space, left foot step, one fin, and she was in. And Michigan responds. That is the way Michigan responds to Ohio. If Ohio gets points, this game is really showing the complexities of this rivalry.
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so when I said Michigan's going to come right back and look, and that's exactly what happened. It was a perfect kickoff, a little deep, but didn't have the support. Great counter ruck and great effort to turn that over. And, when you lose that turnover off a kickoff, you're just not ready to defend. So that was an easy pickup for Makaletta Bloomfield.
Ball kicked through and in, and I believe no good was the call. Didn't hear a whistle. I think the referee gave the arm wave for no good. So we are 5-7. Ohio holding a 2-point lead as Michigan sets themselves up to return and receive the kick after an immediate score on the opposing team's kickoff after a score. What a way to respond. Be set up for the kickoff. Yeah, go.
Every point is going to be hard-earned, but little mistakes like that could turn the tides really quickly for either one of these teams. So really high rugby IQ you'll see being displayed, like taking advantage of opportunities like that.
The ball is played out to the outside edge, trying to keep it in play, but unable to do so as Michigan scores a try and breaks down the far side, but just couldn't get away as the Ohio defense, both defenses, really showing so much in this game. As we look back, Smarto, check this out.
Yeah, great. I love a forward pack who plays that short kick. That wasn't really quite going 10. But sometimes your kicking team, when they think they stand up. So kudos to, that was the flanker from Michigan, or Annabelle Dowser from Aquinas College, took that at pace for a kick that only went 9 meters. She had a great run down the line, but she did get pushed out of bounds. So that part didn't work out, but we're going to scrum down here. And these have been very competitive and clean. So this is a great platform for Michigan, looking to possibly put themselves in the lead for the first time.
Ball played into the back of the scrum. We're going 8-man pick. Scrum half stand close. Ball flipped out the back. The skills are there on the ground at Lamont, Illinois. Scrum half is swung, grappled, and grabbed to the ground. Pick and go, and Ohio has an opportunity for the ball, and referee is going to give it. An incredible steal by Jordan Barr, and again, Ohio returning fire. Inside step, and that fin there gives the space. Can she get away? That fin to the chest. If she has the legs to win the race, that is going to be an amazing response as Madison Coffer, who has been showcasing again throughout, gets the points for Ohio, the Columbus Squirrel, matching Michigan and extending the lead that Ohio holds. Look at this play here, Smarto.
That's great. Great decision to go quick and move it. 2 nice, neat passes. You know, it doesn't always have to be fancy. It's got to work. So 2 quick passes out. Great vision by Coffer, who has the athleticism and the speed to take it, and knocking it down as an Ohio rep, a Columbus Squirrel currently, but played at Ohio Wesleyan, was actually a varsity soccer player most of their time there, and just picked up rugby in their last year and helped Ohio Wesleyan have an incredibly great season at a D3 CRCs. And I'm really happy that they stuck with the game, so you can continue to see them develop as young players here.
And that kick is no good, but no matter, an amazing right foot step, eluding 2 defenders, putting the fin on another, and winning the race to the try zone as Madison Coffer from the Columbus Squirrels and Ohio Wesleyan, as our smart one, the intelligent Smarto, is dropping all the knowledge on the college game. She's just took a run and went for a run by herself. Ball got in her hands. She made multiple defenders miss. And Ohio adding try after the response is so important, especially in these all-star situations, to get points when you can and let your stars shine when they can. And that's what happened here.
Yeah, we're heading about 10 minutes into this half. I think right now Michigan has some really standout individuals. They're not connecting necessarily between their forwards and backs. And Ohio also has a lot of great athletes, but I think they're connecting a little bit better for players who don't always get to play together. And I think that's what's giving Ohio a little bit of an edge right now as they're in the lead 12-5.
Turnovers, you see Michigan resets themselves back to offense. Can they return fire immediately after giving up points for the second time? But an amazing steal by Ohio, and that ball is taken away at the most opportune time as, again, the defense steps up for both of these sides. I believe that was Powell who got her hands on the ball. And referee said hitting a player without the ball, and look at the space. Ohio taking away so many meters with Michigan players retreating on that penalty, getting past the 50-meter line. Choosing to go to the top. That ball hits the ground, but gathered cleanly. Flipped out the back, unable to go to hand. Can they keep that in play? And they do. Ohio still keeps possession. Choosing to go straight up the field inside that 5-meter channel, and the ball carrier is moved out into touch. Michigan able to bend but not break. And they'll have a line out inside their own 50.
This is a big moment for Michigan again. They're having these platforms, but they're not getting this connection right now. So if they can get this in straight,
just for 1 second, okay? We don't have any space in the center of the lineup, so let's not step in, okay? Have a contest in the tunnel. Thank you.
Okay. Referee cleaning up his tunnel. But there's a lot of space after lineouts.
Yeah, ball tipped on the top, still gathered. Now Michigan on attack. Swarming defense by Ohio. Forced the ball carrier straight to turf. And now Michigan taking their time in the back of that ruck. The pressure from Ohio seems to be consistent. The ball played out to the edge, and now we have a foot race. Can Michigan go all the way? The fullback, Avery Haynes, tanking up meterage. And just outside the 22, Michigan has another shot to attack. Still have to answer back to that second Ohio try. A big collision, stuffing tackle made. The physicality continues to showcase itself here. Ball played out to the hooker, McMillan. Tackled and dragged down, still outside the 22. As multiple players move on the outside, Rivers moves the ball to Casanave. Casanave unable to get the offload away, but through the ricochet, allows Bloomfield, the try scorer, to get her hands on the ball. Tackled and dragged down as Rivers sets back up again. Skip pass intended, but caught short by O'Neal. What an amazing snag, but unable to keep possession as Ohio forces another turnover. The referee is going to his whistle. We might be having a conversation for foul play here.
Number 9. Or tackler on the wrong side?
She took the player over her extended leg. I mean, she's trying to bring her to ground, but it ultimately brought her to ground because her leg was sticking out. I don't think it's any recommendation of a penalty, but it brought the orange player to the ground with her extended leg.
Okay, thank you. Captain, and we're unsure of number? Yeah. So just got the report from the AR. We just had a dangerous tackle. We don't have the number. We want to make sure your players are wrapping up.
Yes.
We want to make sure your players are wrapping up and they're not using the leg to trip or pull somebody over like that. Cool. Yeah, so just relay the message. We'll restart with the penalty. Yes.
And we're going back to the penalty. Assistant referee suggesting there was a tripping on the tackle. Smarto.
Dangerous
and now
tackle.
Michigan still with ball in their hand. That's Chloe Casanave choosing to go to the boot. We'll have a line out here. Turn of events here as Michigan now sees the momentum here, Smarto.
Yeah, they're getting closer, and we're winding down to this, 5 minutes to go. And there is a difference between going into halftime, down by 7, down by 5, or down or 2 or 0. They have an opportunity to tie up this game, and it took 30 minutes for them to score. If they come back at halftime 0-0, like it's a whole new game all over again.
Back to the first
So,
on in the lineup.
So
it looks
gonna
like
call the
not
knock.
straight at the call. Knock on, and we'll have a scrum here right around the 15-meter channel. As Ohio still having a little bit of defensive pressure, but with the ball being turned over here, might have a chance to relieve their lines, get some space. There's a knock on, So Michigan with the put in here for the scrum.
Set.
Ball played out the back. 8-man pick. Tried to get the offload away in the tackle. Able to secure play as Rivers is so close. The post getting that offload away now. Back on the attack. Booming hit. Elena Lynch pushing forward, using the shoulder to collapse in Ritter. Trexel moving the ball out wide. Stiff tackle on Bloomfield, but still able to keep possession. Ohio players plunging over, trying to get their hands on the ball. But Michigan able to keep possession. Ball played to the winger. Zoe Mayers slides and moves through. could get in. The offload was there, but unable to see Haynes on that edge. It could have been a walk-in try there. If you look on the far side, there's more action on the other field. Booming shoulder charge, just short of the try line. Ball stolen, but referee says around on the wrong side of the field. But the tap taken inside the 5. Referee's going to bring that back. Got to bring it outside the 5 here. And now goes quick again. They move the ball wide. What will they do? They find it to the space. Sweeping across is Bear and making the tackle here, but not rolling away as the call. So again, force on that goal line as Michigan continues to add pressure. Smarto, you got to love how Ohio's playing defense, but Michigan is really starting to up that intensity and pressure here. They might tie it up.
Yeah, and look at them. Great call. They slowed it down to set something up because they really want to secure this ball. And that's going to bring us in for Elena Luke, the Laker from Grand Valley State, who has been all over this field. And to say that for a lock is really saying something, because usually they're doing all this dirty work. But you can see them in the lineouts. They're tall and physical presence, but making open field tackles, being a threat with the ball. So great job here by Marin Rivers, taking control, saying everybody chill. And then as soon as Elena gets this ball, it's one big boom, taking on both defenders, and going to take that big long dive in with the call by Frankenfield, who has certainly been busy today, making sure everybody's playing nice in the sandbox.
Right foot kick goes up, flags go up, and we have a tied ball game. The response to the response was a response, and Michigan find a way to get us even here right before half. The Ohio-Michigan rivalry is alive and well in Lamont, Illinois. So much Midwestern mixed up in there. But we are getting to the back end of this first half, and we're going to see what Ohio does to respond to the response, as they've been able to score points, but Michigan, pesky as ever, keeping it close. This tied ball game going into half can really change the complexity of the Ohio momentum they had so early in this game, as the ball goes up, not 10, but it rolls and dribbles to 10, out of bounds, and we'll have a line out right around the 10-meter line.
Yeah, that's one of those kind of gotcha moments. If it's close and you're on the edge, you have to pick up that ball. So that's just kind of a little bit of a lapse there.
Yeah, we're good. We're same page.
They are able to keep it, but that could be really dangerous stuff if you're going to let that dribble out. I think if Ohio was a little more aggressive, like they probably could have went and got that ball. But
yeah. Okay.
Not straight. There was a lifter from Ohio. The ball forced to be straight. The options are there. Free kick is the call. Early lift, says the referee, as Ohio put a player in the air well before the throw. And now Michigan, even though the throw was not straight, is still able to keep possession. Now they're back on attack here. Ball played backwards, but unable to play in the hand. And it looks like with that, we could be going into halftime. Referee says there's a little bit more time left, as Ohio now gets the scrum right around their 10-meter line.
Oh, Lance, there's always more time to scrum. Why give up the opportunity to scrum one more time in the half? So this could be a huge moment. They've been playing really cleanly. If they can get a couple quick passes off, it's not impossible for us to see one more try here before the end of the first half.
All played in the back of the scrum. Ohio able to bring the ball out. Ball played into the hit. No look pass. A couple dummies. Ball put in the air. Defenders closing in, but unable to make a clean tackle as multiple defenders are carried forward. Pesky from this Michigan side, keeping everything kosher. The referee is going to go back to the spot. Said the ball wasn't tapped from the spot.
What a
as Ohio. Yeah, that was. But there wouldn't have been nothing wrong. The ball was just kicked forward. I don't think it was a knock on, as the ball is tapped from the ground, and Ohio is off again. Going to the boot again. That bit of randomness almost pays dividends. But Michigan Rematsky able to keep possession of the ball. We're going to be looking at tackle height from 16 there on that tackle as Michigan now pushes forward, continues to grind forward. We're probably at 0 time on your clock, ladies and gentlemen, but the players don't know that. They're going to continue to play until the half is done. Ball kick out to the edge, and we're going back to an earlier penalty.
7 and 16 pink in front of the kick.
Offsides, says the referee, as Michigan now still with another chance if they want to attack for points, or they can just quick tap and go into the half.
In front of the
so many options here. What do you think, Smarto?
Well, it's 80-some degrees out, so they could just tap it and, call this tie, but I kind of don't think they're gonna, because, again, the whole point of this is to try things and to play all out, so just see what happens. There's no stake. There's really low stakes in taking risks in an all-star tournament. So you might as well just play. You paid all the money to be here.
Perez able to regather into the fall, but the ball stripped out on the tackle. And look at the tenacity inside of those rucks. Both teams doing whatever they can to get the ball back. Choosing to go to the right foot and blazing. Can she get there before the defense does not? Ball able to be corralled by Ritter Trexel. She saved her team as the ball trickled right around the 5-meter line. Michigan players just getting back and forced to turn back around and play offense. The fight is still there. The rivalry still continues as players push it to the ruck. Kick, but stayed in bounds. Michigan unable to get the ball off the park, and the ball's thrown forward in the tackle there.
Back forward. Do you have their foot in touch before? It was. Before the knock on? No option. Touch only.
No option, says the referee.
Pick number 5.
And I think that our clock and the ref clock might have a small bit of difference. 20 seconds, says the referee, as we'll wind back our clocks just a bit. Might not have accounted for a couple of those stops. But 20 seconds to go as Ohio unable to convert with a great opportunity. Michigan just has to hold the ball and move it off the park to get us into halftime. But Smarto, you got to love the pressure from both sides continuing to play here with low time.
Oh, yeah, this is fantastic. This is at pressure to play. This line out was caused because we tried to kick it to touch, but the lock, Ohio lock caught it in midair and pulled it back down to try and keep playing. So, and no one was expecting that. So these players are really going all out. They want to show what they can do. And they want to represent themselves and their teams and their states. That's what makes it really fun. But it's not so serious that we can't do like fun, cheeky chip kicks. We can't, and we're not going to try things. We're not going to play out from our own end because that's what this whole thing is all about.
Ball kick. Does it stay in bounds? It does not. And with that, we will have our halftime whistle. Michigan, Ohio State deadlocked at 12 all here at the Thunderbird Cup. My name is Lance Kavanaugh. I am with Angela Smarto, and we will be right back here for your next level production of the Midwest Thunderbird Cup from Mont, Illinois. See you in a minute.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did. And I was like, oh, yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing. And it was really fun.
It's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun, though. I don't know. I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby.
So.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
But what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have to have respect for the person going after you, because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends, it's definitely.
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby has done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls' rugby, is really strong, and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an outlet for physical contact or something to blow off steam just as much as men do, and they're just as physical, and we're just as, I guess you can say, aggressive as men can be, and we can be just as successful on the rugby field. So I think it just helped me learn that whatever a man can do, I can do it. It's no worries. I can do exactly what they can do.
Growing up in Mississippi, my prayer was, for as long as I can remember, God, use me. Use me, use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me, use me. What would you have me to do? And that dream, that desire, that prayer brought me somehow to television.
And she's gonna learn that this life will hit you hard in the face, wait for you to get back up just so it can kick you in the stomach. But getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they like the taste of air.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy of their promise, if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility, that belief that here in America, there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it, then we must work like never before.
might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
Movements for peace when all seems lost. Together, I do believe it is part of the American mission to ensure that people everywhere, women and men alike, finally have the opportunity to live up to their own God-given potential.
It's huge. There's limitations. There's been greater limitations before my involvement, which has stopped some athletes from being able to chase their dreams and having to go and fulfill a 9-to-5 job just to live, really.
So in life, there are moments when you stop and ask yourself, how did I get here? Like, why am I standing here? Girls have the power to change the world. It is a fact. There's a really, really beautiful quote that I read recently, and I think it's absolutely appropriate to explain what I'm trying to say today.
And welcome back to the Thunderbird Cup here in Lamont, Illinois. Midwestern All-Star Rugby is upon us. We are halfway through a Michigan versus Ohio State heavyweight matchup. Both teams striking and striking back. Smarto, you got to love how both teams are playing, and it's the reason why we're deadlocked here at 12-all.
Yeah, this has been a spectacular first game. When you have all-star teams, usually that takes them a long time to gel and get to know each other. Right out of the gate, both of these teams came in with a lot of energy. The execution levels were high, and it's only increasing as we go through the first half. We've had some back and forth with the scores. We're scoring in different ways. We're moving the ball around, so everybody here is a threat. And as we get into the second half, then we're really going to figure out, how deep is your bench? How much experience do you have to take these moments and execute? We're having some turnovers, and that's creating some really big opportunities. So, off a penalty, off of a stolen line out, do you have a plan? Does your teammate know what your plan is? That kind of thing. So you can move on and then really capitalize off those moments. So far, I'm really impressed by this level of play. This is a cup matchup. We explained a little bit earlier, there's two divisions in the U23 Thunderbird Cup. There is a cup and there's a plate between the top four and then the lower four teams based on how you did last year. So this is the cup. These are top four teams, and they're showing it. They're playing faster. They're hitting harder, and they're really pushing this pace. So lots of really good stuff going on here. What's your big takeaway from half one, and what are you looking forward in this next 40 minutes?
Well, clearly defense has ruled the day. I think Michigan forced to play such strong defense in the first 15 minutes, and Ohio finally getting points after being repelled so much really show how much the defense is going to play a part in this game. I mean, if Ohio scores early in this matchup, we might be looking at score when they were supposed to. It seemed like they were going to so early in this matchup, we might have a different scoreline. But Michigan responding back to every try that Ohio puts up, it just shows what kind of matchup we're going to have here. I'm really enjoying the Ohio State-Michigan element as well. You got to look at also players from these teams. There are players from Bowling Green, Penn State, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Purdue, club players from Columbus Squirrels who are featuring the Midwest against some of these Michigan schools. I mean, Grand Valley, Aquinas College, University, well, the team up north, I'll just say, Michigan State. So it's so much going on as far as, who these players represent. AIC is mixed in there. I believe that means we have a national champion, but we're not going to get it. What I'm saying is the local rivalries and these teams and players playing against each other and just mixing and matching again just adds an element to it that I really enjoy seeing. With the second half on the way, and Dan the man in the middle about to start us back off again, we really could be seeing what could be the matchup
Pink
of the
captain
weekend.
ready. Orange captain ready.
As we prepare for
Dan
the kickoff.
Frankenfield out of Minnesota, don't you know? He's been a busy guy today, so we've already had one yellow card, quite a few chats with the captains, because everybody here is putting their bodies on the line to win this game, because they want to go to the championship tomorrow.
Absolutely, with Michigan counter-rucking and getting the ball back. Michigan in the orange, Ohio in the pink. As will not be dragged down. Absolute chaos. The turnover is good, says the referee. Continues to fight for the ball. Not releasing is the call. And what an amazing steal by Ohio. And again, timely defense has been the calling card for both teams as Sasha Wales gets the steal. And now we're choosing to go to a scrum, says Ohio. But immediately, like I said, defense playing such a big part, Smarto.
Yeah, this is a great, refusing to let go and actually getting into a bit of a tussle here with the lock. But just kind of an unlucky when you're excited and you go for that first quick chip yourself and knocking it on. So doing the turnover, giving the ball right back. But still, it's good to see that, defensively off the bench, people are still putting in that same effort and energy as your starters were.
As Michigan with ball attacking, and again, Wales might have spotted the ball, but not rolling away, and it was a little bit of interference
Rolling.
from the player on the ground. As Michigan is able to survive and keep possession inside the 22, they go to the quick tap, and here they go, ready to attack Perez, who showed up in so many ways in this matchup. Gets the ball away, chopping tackle around the center line of the field. And Michigan is swarming players on the outside. If the ball can reach the 5-meter channel, they might go in. Left foot step. Can she get away from the defenders on the inside? And Avery Haynes goes in to score after an amazing move. And Michigan gets their first lead of this matchup.
Yeah, it looks like Michigan had a little bit of Mike's secret stuff here at halftime, and they've come out. They seem to be a little more collected. There's a difference between playing with panic and playing with urgency. And the first half felt pretty panicked on both sides of the ball, but this is collected. This is great communication. After you have the scrum, you have this overload and you're recognizing it. So great cut back in by Avery Haynes, the Wolverine.
25.
Giving them their first, these back-to-back tries. Michigan is ahead for the first time of this game, and they're going to look to extend it to a full 7 here after this conversion attempt.
Tough conversion from the edge. Good foot. Doesn't have the length. It does not. Just short. An amazing effort on that edge. Also from our try scorer, Avery Hayes. Going off that left foot step. Michigan swarming and bringing players around the corner. Just overpowered and brought too many numbers for Ohio. They overcompensated. Trying to get to that edge. Left foot step. And still, Michigan just showing their fight. Giving up points early, but nowhere out of it. Now Ohio prepares for the kickoff here. That ball is played, but not 10. Now, option re-kick or 50-meter scrum. The scrum is taken. Now Ohio giving up a try, but now having to set up defensively right at the 50-meter line. Smarto, you got to love just the way that this weekend is starting to already turn out. We have 3 days of rugby, and I'm so excited for all of them.
Yeah, this is turning into quite a big tournament. This tournament has existed since most of these kids have been alive. U23 women, but there's also senior women. There's also senior men. and they have been having some more success. There's a couple U23 men's games as well. So 3 days. Thank you, Chicago Blaze, for letting everybody in the Midwest come tear up your turf. But it's a great mid spot, and it's a great facility, especially for these young players who get to play at, who sometimes get really the short end of the stick. If you're playing club rugby at a school, they put you in some ditch somewhere to play your games at. So having an opportunity to play at the Blaze with the clubhouse and everybody else, it's a really cool, fun experience for these players. Looks like we're having a couple subs in, and I could see I'm just going to give a shout out, the Midwest president, Bill Marnell himself. He's under the tent. I know he's from Pittsburgh, so I see him and I know him.
Bind.
Thank you to all the administrators who put a lot of work in, set everything up for these kids and all these players. They're having a great time.
Early push,
Nope,
and Ohio has the free kick. Tap was not in the right spot.
Back up.
And the tap happens. Referee doesn't see the ball hit the ground, so we'll say play on. Assistant referee steps in.
Okay.
And a knock-on call with the help of the assistant referee. And just when looks like Ohio was going to be able to fight and put themselves back into the lead, or at least attack to get themselves back into that try zone, unable to keep possession.
Yeah, the mic'd up referee is always a blessing and a curse. That's another thing that these kids really are not used to. They're not used to having referees be their ARs, let alone them having microphones and being able to call things into the center. So stuff that they're used to getting away with, maybe in their regular seasons, you cannot get away with here. And that is an adjustment to play for a lot of them who have not had this experience before.
Set ourselves up.
Crouch.
Bind.
Set.
Drum is controlled and the ball is played out. 2 long passes. Now Michigan choosing to go that short line. Ball goes through the hands. And now Michigan is forced to play all the way to the edge. Able to get defenders away in the offload. It looks like we have a small break down that short side. That 5-meter channel is so dangerous. As now Michigan plays the ball back to the middle. 1 pass, not 2, as a tackle happens right as the offload tries to go away. Now Ohio is able to get around the corner. We're going sideline to sideline rugby here. Tackle made on the opposite 5-meter channel as both teams continue to fight. Ohio resources the ball. Ball is played just short hands. Able to set themselves up. Tackle made. Again, Ohio choosing to go right into the heart of this Michigan defensive line. Looks like there was individual space, but the tackle's made. We're set up here again. Ohio choosing to go hands. Show it the ball. Able to get through 1 defender, but not 2. Offload off the ground, and Ohio seems to have clear forward momentum here with a chance to even up. Not rolling away might be the call, and it looks like it will be. Will Ohio go quick here for the tap? Ball played on the ground, and they go quick. Ohio threatening to go in to score, just short of the try line. And in goes the Columbus Squirrel, Kayla. It's like Callie, excuse me. And intuitive moments from Ohio, using speed and converting on those penalty opportunities, able to get this game back tied with a conversion to take the lead.
Yeah, excellent work by the entire Ohio squad. Just like what happened with Michigan's first try. There was an Ohio penalty, and they were immediately able to convert that into a try. Ohio did the same thing. Michigan turned the ball over. They got to be able to move the ball, bring it back to the center. Great recognition from the fullback, Kayla Sakali, the Columbus Squirrel, who I was nervous at first, went, oh no, you went alone and you got little try eyes. But this is where the IQ comes in. You get 1 move. You're not held. She picked that ball up and lunged it over the try line before anybody else got a chance. And she's able to tie it up for her team. didn't put it through to take the lead, but we're still tied. It's 17-17, and it's like we're starting all over again. No one can really get any further ahead than 5 because these teams are really evenly matched. They don't really actually aren't playing particularly similarly. I think they're just counteracting exactly kind of how the other one is. Ohio's playing a little more open. They're chipping over, they're kicking, and they're taking a little bit more risks. Whereas Michigan they have a couple individuals that they're really leaning on to make those big plays with the support of everybody else. And they're both coming through with just huge monster tackles, which have gotten a lot better in the second half, a lot lower and a lot safer. So they can't hear me, but I'm going to force that into Universe that they continue to do that. So 30 more minutes, and this is anybody's ball game.
Kickoff here as Michigan closes space, double tackle, unable to get her cleanly to ground, but really forcing the issue is this Michigan side. Ball played out as Ohio continues to play with some space. I wonder if they'll go back to the kicks as they definitely yielded moments for them as the ball is being played out to the edge, choosing to go to hands. Can she keep it in bounds? She does. One-handed catch on that offload as Ohio continue to push forward. Ball played backwards off the foot and play on, says the referee. Michigan able to scoop it up cleanly, and now they'll have a chance to respond here. And they've done so well responded throughout this match. Charging drive by Perez. She's just been popping out of the screen throughout the course of this match here today. As the ball is recycled to the outside, Jersey swing tackle, bringing the ball carrier to the ground. And again, Michigan still able to keep possession. The tackles, as you said, Smarto, have been amazing in the second half. Players are getting low. No more issues with foul play that we had earlier in the match. Michigan choosing to go to the kick. Ball fielded cleanly. Right foot step, loses the defender. Tried to cut through the space, but unable to get away. As that was Vivian Novak able to dance her way past the defense. The ball is played backwards, says the referee, so we'll play on here. Tackle made on Ohio as Taylor Powell tries to go forward. The dummy show and go might have given them the space as Roof was unable to get all the way through, but just surprised a few defenders, overplayed it. Ohio looking around, trying to process where the space is, going to the edge. They figured out a way to really move the ball around. That Finn right there gets a break, and we're off and running again. She has the legs, and she does for another try in this matchup. Kayla Sakali goes in, and what an amazing run. Once she had her hands on the ball, she was not going to be denied, running and moving through multiple defenders and winning the foot race.
Yeah, this is going to be Kayla going back-to-back for this brace here. And great recognition. And again, recognizing that space. You just said, I wonder if they're going to go back to the kick. They hadn't kicked over yet in this half. So all of Michigan's back three were up. You could see them. They were only maybe 5 meters deep behind that line. So as soon as she broke one, there was nobody left for that cover tackle who had that kind of speed to catch up to her. So great recognition there. And now that's going to, again, hopefully Michigan can adjust to get a little deeper to make sure they have that cover there. Converting her own kick. You love to see a little bit of sevens mixed in with your 15s, you know? And here we are, 24-17. That's going to be our biggest lead in some time.
26.
Yeah, and we rarely get a chance to see these leads as both teams seems to answer back and just have so much to say in response. As now Ohio, after scoring those points, set themselves up for an opportunity to slow the game down, waste a little bit of time. The conversion going in means so much because kicking plays such a vital part in this match.
if there's not a try.
Ball is played on the field as now we prepare to get the game back going. And the ball is played. We are back underway. Hitting the ground is Ohio now with a chance to gather on the top side of that screen. Offload away before out of bounds. Now an opportunity to set themselves up. From the side, says the referee. And a chance for Michigan to answer back. Penalty right around the 22-meter line. And there's so many options. They go quick tap. And now Michigan is going forward. Lifted tackle there. Big tackle by Natter, who's been showcasing herself throughout the match, and that intentional knock could result in a bad situation. Referee just gives a penalty, and we're back on. Michigan looping pass out wide to the winger. Plant step, goes back inside, but the jersey just too big, unable to get away. Michigan charging forward again. Big collision in the middle of the field. I believe that was Sasha Wales with the hit. And now Ohio has possession of the ball. Michigan players asked to roll away. And now Ohio's playing the ball to space. Defense turned to offense, and the space is always on the edge, but unable to convert as Ohio drops the ball in the tackle. And in the 56th minute, we're going to knock on right outside the 22, and Michigan an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, I see a little frustration from Ohio. They know that knock could be the knock that leads to, a pretty pressured situation for them. So everybody knows the stakes here that they're playing for, and they're playing so well.
Crouch.
So for Michigan, definitely look here. We're gonna have a little scrum reset. A little too far away. Y'all got to be ear to ear when you crouch. Ear to ear.
I mean, we do have to look at, I think that's on the edge here, the hair from number 17 of Michigan. The styles are definitely in effect here in Lamont, Illinois. As we'll go back to that in a second. Ball played in the scrum. Takes an awkward bounce, but back into a Michigan player's hand. As now we continue to have more forward pressure from this Michigan side. Prodding, making Ohio players make decisions, but Ohio stepping up and getting the steal. Ball played on the offload, and Ohio able in timely moments again. Defense stepping up, choosing to go to the kick here. A lot of air, but not much distance. Ball hits the ground, and now Michigan has an opportunity themselves. Big collision. Player a little bit high on defense, and the ball is tipped backwards by Ohio, able to get in those passing lanes, and now Ohio back with the ball again. We speak on the defense, timely defense from both sides, as Ohio doing whatever they can to preserve this 7-point lead, and there is space, and we have us a foot race. The Finn unable to get away from the defense, and Ohio breaks and gets right outside the 10-meter line, choosing to go quick. The pink is on a rampage as Michigan tries to cover that space. Offload on the way down, and now the substitutes seem to be getting involved. Tackle with a spin, but able to keep her feet, says Sammy Trippier, but Michigan stole it again. It seems like a broken record. We talk about the same things. One team attacking strong, the defense getting the ball back, and we're going the other way. Big tackle as the ball spills out backwards. Look at these Ohio players swarming, but just a little bit too high on that tackle. Unable to keep it below the shoulders. Michigan. Now I can take a breath myself as Michigan now has a penalty and choosing to go to the sideline. Mardo.
Whew. Yeah, catch a breath. Take a minute. You've been talking for 10 straight minutes. Great continuous play from both teams. Kick hit the camera. Everybody's okay. We're safe at home, everybody, so don't worry. No commentators were injured while that ball hit this camera.
Front?
But we're having some great individual efforts. And when we talk about these all-star teams, you know, when you get together, you have to prioritize what you go over. So it's like we got to put our attack together. We have a lineout, we have a scrum, we have all these things. A thing you might not get to is like that exit strategy. You're in your own 22. What do? And you can see that's happening, that we don't have a clear strategy. Really, either team, it's like we're going to try to run it out. We might try to kick it. Maybe the kick doesn't have the distance. And both teams are kind of struggling to get out of that part. And that's what's creating like really juicy opportunities for the other team. So if they can create those turnovers, and they already are in great field position. So, but again, you know, they've probably had 2 practices, maybe, probably only 1. So you just don't always get to all that little stuff. But that is causing a little bit of friction for some more open gameplay, is that exit strategy and how to get out.
As the ball trickles down, and you're absolutely right about having that cohesion there. As Ohio rips the ball away, keeps possession, and again, we keep talking about some of these primetime players getting spin move. Is Kohut was still able to keep possession as Ohio continues to add pressure, continues to move forward, ball release and pick back up. As the try scorer, Kayla Saikeli, continues to impress and showcase on this stage. Shasha Webb, multiple players dragging and pulling down Taylor Powell, but again, Ohio continues to press forward and tackle just short of the try line, falling in and putting the ball over. And I believe that's Madison Kofer, who again, scoring again, showing again, balling again. And so many players from this Ohio side are really just picking up the pace here. It's really causing trouble for this Michigan team.
Yeah, I think some of that cohesion that we talked about, Ohio is gelling a little bit better in some of these transition pieces. But one thing that you're seeing a lot from Ohio is they know in contact when they're isolated. And they've been doing a fantastic job of that immediate release and then picking up and trying to, you know, ruck over or just move that ball 1 more meter. And they did that. 3 different players did that in that Ohio possession. And that was so they don't get those turnovers in contact. So that's one of my favorite skills to teach, to coach. And shout out to all those players who nailed it. That one was pushed a little to the outside, so it's going to be 29-17 here kind of in the 4th quarter, if you will, of this matchup. But Ohio they're grooving. Lots of contributions from their bench right now, but Michigan's not out of this, not even close. They certainly have an ability to score twice in 18 minutes, 3 times even to take the lead, because it's happening really quickly. So I'm excited. This is fun. As a Penn State alum, like, I don't want to really root for Michigan or Ohio. That's just like a personal thing. So I'm just hoping everybody has fun here, you know?
I understand completely. There's a few teams that some of these ladies play for that I don't want to mention what college they go to. You know, some rivalries just die hard and stick with you forever. As we begin, as Michigan prepares for the kickoff, Avery Haynes, the try scorer from earlier, setting us up. And Ohio is just keeping the ball in open play. They've been doing so well with offloads, keeping the ball moving, keeping the game flowing.
Option. Captain, line out or scrum?
And now Ohio will have the option of line out or scrum, holding a 12-point lead. You got to feel for Michigan, though. They've showcased defensively how strong they are, but just can't seem to get back into this matchup to even it up again. Both teams tied at half, scoring going back and forth. The deadlock is gone at this present moment, though, as we sit down for a scrum here.
Ohio just seems to be kicking it into a different gear. And I don't think it's Michigan letting up at all. I think it's the Ohio team here that has really just elevated themselves. and they're really finding what works for them, and they're sticking to it. So, like, you know, they had a smart call here, and now we're in clock management time. You know, there's 15 minutes left. You're calling for the scrum. You don't got to run to that scrum. You got time, you know, walk down, walk over, be slow, set up. When you have the ball, you have to play smart because you know how quickly they can turn over. But look, the whole back row, they're smiling. Their bench is pumping them up. Their bench is smiling. They feel good. So as long as they can keep their heads in it and manage possession, then they have a good shot of closing out this game.
Absolutely. 15 minutes left here in this Thunderbird Cup match as Ohio, using the ball in hand to really manipulate space, plays it all the way out to his 15-meter side. And that's just something you love to see from these invitational teams and matches. Ruck formed and Michigan forced to retreat and no longer play the ball as Ohio has really had a hold on retention at times. Left foot step, able to get through by Lola, able to slide and glide through. Now Ohio plays the ball out to the edge. Defensive line speed from Michigan, closing the space, but still allowing enough for Ohio to attack as Bear gets around the corner, but the ball is stolen immediately by this Michigan side. And an opportunity for the steal is there and given from Ohio. Back and forth steals continue to be a part of the story of this game. Right foot step, able to get away, but not away from all of those defenders, said Muzzer. Inside switch play, stepping to the right, running to the space, and the scrum half out in the space, able to break through, but that offload blocked and contained by a Michigan player backwards in their direction as they was going. So now Michigan has a chance to attack and push away from their own try line. I mean, back and forth, round and round we go. The ball is kicked to the edge, caught cleanly by Ohio on the edge, but could be stolen by Michigan. Turnover was good. Referee said the ball was in possession before falling over the ruck. So now Michigan able to get the ball back on that kick and now choosing to get it off of the park. Oh, the pressure from Ohio, able to retain ball, but Michigan acting in kind and countering, getting the ruck and stealing it. It is just so much to behold here.
If both coaches want it, we can.
Man, they're putting the pressure on you to keep up.
Okay.
You know, this is a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of changes here, but that was great effort for Michigan. I think that was Ramitsky, number 7. I think their numbers are kind of hard to read, but they got the pressure. They got a little bit of space, but Ohio's taking this ball back, and they want to keep scoring. They want to try and, you know, get this lead as big as possible because this Michigan team is dangerous.
And mistaking the spot for the try line, diving over, and I believe Michigan might have been able to steal that ball back. Yes, they have. I think she confused the 5-meter line for the try line, diving over, but unable to keep possession. And now Michigan has their hands back on the ball. And a thunderous run from a player we've spoken about a few times on this Michigan side. Continuing to move the ball to the edge. Ohio is bringing extra defenders to that edge. Offload so close to their own try zone. This is dangerous. Tackle in the swing, but still able to keep possession. Ohio continue to add pressure at that 5-meter line and a penalty given.
Back here.
We're going to listen to the AR had this conversation with the referee here.
I'm happy with the tackle here. Do you have anything else? Nope. Okay. Nope. Captain. We're in your 22. I'm starting to hear more from your players asking for calls.
Okay.
If you have concerns, happy from you. So let's try and keep it down for the rest of the team. Okay.
And multiple players reporting to the referee things in a high-pressure situation. He asked for less of that. And more of Ohio putting points on the board. Natorp again, the Princeton baller, showing the tiger stripes here in the Thunderbird Cup. You gotta love the intuitives, how smart she was, how quick she was with the tap to go right in the score.
Yeah, perfect vision for just one little juke. That's all you got to do. Right now you can just tell by the body language of Michigan that they're frustrated. They've turned over this ball a few times in their end. So being trapped, especially those two players who are right there who kind of got isolated in that situation. So when they go for the quick tap, their hands are still on their hips. And she read that and said, I'm going to just get one hard step on them and they're not going to be ready. So perfect heads up play by, I've said it wrong again, Maya Natorp, excuse me.
That kick is up and wide right, unable to convert on an amazing bit of play here. The pressure is on for this Ohio side. Continue to batter away, forcing these Michigan players to recycle. Just keeping the throttle up has added more points and extended the lead even further. And I mean, I'm very, very, very impressed by the way Ohio has figured out a way to be collected together, the continuity, the way that they've, continue to work together and build together is quite impressive here in this Thunderbird Cup All-Star situation, Smarto.
Absolutely. Especially when you have, the Midwest is so big, you kind of have that like East-West thing too. So being kind of that eastern part of the Midwest, I know some of the, Ohio or like Iowa and Minnesota will be like, oh, Ohio, like that's not the real Midwest or whatever. But like these kids are corn-fed. Ohio's very much the Midwest. A lot of these kids have high school experience that took them to their college experiences. And you can see, like, there are kids out here who have maybe 7, 8, 9 years of experience. And that's that escalation we see in the cup pool versus the plate that we watched earlier. So they are rocking and rolling, and they're definitely having fun. But again, Michigan's in the same boat. They have tons of players who have high school experience as well that fed into their state schools, and some of them have traveled to other schools. You see they have LaSalle and AIC and so on. So it's nice to see the homegrown kids come back to Michigan. So that's your captain, Annika Ritter-Truxell. She's a Michigan kid, but plays her college rugby at AIC. So coming back and then being able to play with probably people she played with and against in her high school career, but gets to come back and play against different teams and bring her varsity experience to some of the other club players as a leader is great.
Yes, the scrum is played. Ohio plays it out the back, and around the corner they go. Able to play with such whiff throughout this Thunderbird Cup match. Players trying to drag ball carrier out into touch, but unable to. Ball retained by Ohio, and they've done a good job of keeping possession of the ball. Now they're going to the kick. There's space there, but there are Michigan players ready. The pressure is on. Can a tackle be made? And it is. Ball flung backwards, kept in bounds. Ohio applying the pressure after the kick, and it's worked out so well for them. I want to see if they'll go more into the kick as time goes on and play the tactical game, forcing Michigan to play on their own half, just like we've seen. Michigan choosing to go right to the heart of this Ohio defense, but the steal is there. That is Lola Frenchco again, stealing the ball for this Ohio side. Now Ohio going to the space that they have for themselves. Ball offloaded in the tackle, but still able to keep possession. Tackler pulled down awkwardly. The ball is presented. And away we go again. Ball tapped, and knock-on advantage is called, as now Michigan will have an opportunity for the scrum here. And we are less than 5-6 minutes away from the end of this game, and Michigan down 17 points. I believe they're not only playing against Ohio, they might be playing against the clock here.
Yeah, definitely the everybody's playing against the clock and everybody's playing against the heat. It is pretty hot and humid out here, and most of these players haven't played in probably about a month or so. You know, we're late into May. Their college seasons would have wrapped up mostly through April. So you want to they try to stay fit, and they're still young and they've got all that going for them. But taking a month off from rugby, especially most of them are they're coming out of a 7 season and then going, oh, we're going to go play an 80-minute 15s game is like a whole new ball game. So they are getting tired. You can tell a little bit, but nobody's really giving up a fight. They're all really digging deep to just keep performing, keep putting pressure on, going for jackals, going for this big break again. But we're getting a little unlucky on that one, though.
Yeah, ball played and referee with the long arm calling the ball knocked on. Michigan continues to have an opportunity at attack.
I've got it up off the ground. Do you want it further back? Or you're saying it's not coming up?
We're high-fiving. We're smiling. We're still having a good time.
So, I haven't seen
He's having a conversation with AR to make sure everything is good.
After set, just make sure we're retreating before the strike.
That's girlhood right there. We have a referee. I have no idea what he said, but he was telling them both something, and they both smiled and just said, like, yeah, girl, I got you.
Fine.
And they, like, now we're going to go hit each other as hard as we can. That is the most women's rugby thing that you can see. That's exactly what this tournament is all about.
You got to love the game. It's now Michigan plays the ball out the back, looking for options, going right at Ohio. They drive forward on that tackle. Michigan showing a little bit of spark here. Ball played the ground, but recovered nicely. 1 fin, 2 fin, running laterally. Fin to the face, unable to evade that last defender, but definitely stretched out this Ohio defense as now there's more space to attack. Continuing to push forward, says Michigan. They will not go quietly into the night. Referee organizing defense. Got to get backwards. Got to get on sides. They listen. As now the tackle is made. Michigan continues as now we have an advantage. Not sure what the call is. We'll have that for you in a second. Michigan going sideline to sideline. Ohio defender shooting up, but unable to bring the ball carrier down quickly. Michigan continues to fight and claw. As now we'll go back to that earlier assessed penalty.
Pink number 2, offside.
Offsides on Ohio. As Michigan look like they're trying to set up too far up there. The mark is here. Bring the ball. They have to play with speed here. They got to find a way to get points. The sooner they get points, referee had to let the player know, hey, the mark is this way. We're going back to an earlier penalty. As now Michigan, in the dwindling clock, continues to persevere here.
Yeah, we are winding down here. And the winner of this game will play the winner of the Carfu versus Indiana game. That would have wrapped up a little earlier. So I was trying to see if I could find that score. It's hard to do 2 things at once because I don't want to miss a minute here. But that is what will happen tomorrow for their second matchups. Winners play winners, losers play losers.
And again, Michigan continues to fight. Ball stolen by Ohio. Opportunistic time to get the ball back. Taylor Powell able to pull the ball out of that mess. Collision. Big collision between Natorp, who's been showcasing everywhere, and Aldina, the substitute for Michigan. And Ohio running that layer attack. Crash line, blocker line out the back. Looks like they could have fooled a few people, but the ball hits the ground and it doesn't matter. Ball picked up and carried around the corner. Bloomfield able to get the offload away. The right foot step by Julian Petts couldn't get away from the forward pass throw. And what looked like another opportunity for Ohio to extend this lead. Michigan's defense shows up, forces an error, and now they have the opportunity for a scrum with less than a minute.
Yeah, so close for final breakaway here. beautiful inside pass, trying to get that one more, but wasn't able to keep it behind. Shout out to the scrum half, Maya Weber from Ohio State. Buckeyes trying to was there for the support line. The pass just traveled forward as you're getting whipped in that swing tackle. So not intentional by any means, but to continue that kind of pressure and going for that in these last minutes. All of them have played 80 minutes in this heat. Good for them.
Referee's going to take a second here. And our clock looks like we're right in the penalty time, extra time. Less than 1 minute to go. Some of the chatter from what's happening on the field.
Yeah,
now
times like these.
To scrum down here.
Fine.
What'd you say?
Always a great time to remember that our clock is fake and only Frankenfield's matters.
Right, gotta respect the referee's watch because that's the watch to look forward to. Ball played back by Michigan. Michigan with one last attack. Going to try to get points here. Play to the edge. A burst of speed. Offload away, but unable to be gathered cleanly. And from our clock and the referee's clock, that is the final whistle as Ohio takes a 34-17 win over Michigan. I am Lance Kavanaugh in the booth. Angela Smarto, and this has been a next level rugby production of the Thunderbird Cup 2026 at Chicago Blaze Field in Lamont, Illinois. We thank you for tuning in, and we have more action tomorrow and Sunday right here at Next Level Rugby Production. See you then.
To make that.
Just